Hi everyone, this is Ricky with Romero Cards. I hope you're having a great day and thank you for stopping by. Today I'm going to be making my annual Pride card that I do every year, and this year I'm going to be using the Altenew Mini Delight Shrink the Die. And the reason I like to make a Pride card is because there's really three reasons why I like to celebrate Pride each June. One of those is to memorialize the people that have passed away. A whole generation of the LGBT community was taken out by the AIDS crisis, and so we have a whole generation of people that are missing within us. Secondly, I like to honor the people that are leading the way now and that are doing great things to move us forward to equal rights. And then lastly, I like to celebrate our allies who help us with this, because without them, we would not be able to move further than we are now. So you just saw me stamp out some of these feathers. I'm going to be using a rainbow color today. We're going to be using lawn fawn, lobster, fake tan, sunflower, jalapeno, blue jay, and sugar plum. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started stamping this. I did use just black ink to stamp these out. We're going to be stamping the tips of the feathers now. And basically I'm just going to take each color, match it up, and put the tip of the color on there. I always wipe off the stamp before I do this when it's new, because the ink sticks better. And then obviously every video you saw my head. My head is what I use to get things lined up. I'm sorry, it works and it's in the way all the time. Boom, there it is again. Whoopsie. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get all these stamped out in different colors, and then we're going to use the matching die to go ahead and get these cut out. I used my sidekick for this. I don't get to use it very often, but this is so small that the sidekick comes in handy for this. So then, as I'm doing this, I decided to go ahead and cut these out individually so I could get it through the sidekick. And this is the sidekick. It's just a little die machine that's awesome. It's perfect for these type of stamps and dies, and it's perfect for sentiments. If you have a sentiment die and they're small, they're really good for this. So I'm going to cut out each one of these feathers here and go ahead and get those cut out. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to emboss this piece of paper. It's cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm just going to do some feathers on this as well, and I'll run that through my die cutting machine. I do have a Gemini Junior. We're going to get that out, and you're going to see that that is embossed. And then we're going to be adding it to a black cardstock at 5 3/8 and 4 1/8. And I'm just going to use some art glitter glue here, which is the best glue ever. I say that every time, but just make sure you order it in summertime, because during the winter they don't deliver. We're going to go ahead and get this placed onto the black cardstock there, so it's the matte. And I'll be covering up that measurement, so it'll be fine. Then I'm going to use a stamp set by Ink Road Stamps, and it's called LGBTQIA, and it's a new release that they have. The Ink Road Stamps did a whole release for Pride Month, which is great. So we're going to go ahead and get these out stamped. I used my powder tool to make sure there's no static on the black cardstock. And then here, I'm just going to line up all the words about every other line so that they fit onto the cardstock. I'm not going to show you this whole thing because I believe there's maybe 10 different labels that are on this card. So I'll just show you the first couple here that I'm lining it up, and, well, you see my head again. But I'm going to line them up on the Misty. Then I'm going to use some Versamark ink here. It's just a sticky ink for embossing. And go ahead and get that stamped on. And then my fan's running, so my coffee filter is like going everywhere. But we have that stamped out, and then we're just going to use some white embossing powder. I think this is Brutus Monroe Alabaster. And we're just going to get that tapped off. We're going to use a little brush to get that little piece off. I don't believe I show that on camera. Not for sure if I can remember if I do that or not. But we're going to... Oh, I did. So you just use a tiny brush and go ahead and take off the little pieces that you don't want to melt on the cardstock. And you're just going to tap it off. We're going to use the heat gun to go ahead and get this embossed. This is always magical. I love it. It's just so fun to watch every time. And then as we get that done, we are going to go to cut all of these out. I did use the paper trimmer here, and I basically just trimmed them out in strips. I show you the first couple that I've done here first, and then we'll go off camera until next part of the video. But I get this lined up, and I just want to make sure that I'm taking off the right amount here. I do go back and forth. I wish there was maybe an easier way to do this. Actually, I should have just used a die, is what I should have done, but I did not. Hindsight is 2020, right? So each one of these, I did this too. And now that we have it together, I decided to make these feathers into an angel wing, since we're doing a remembrance of the people that have passed away due to either violence or sicknesses or, whatever the case may be. So I decided to turn that into an angel wing. Basically what I've done is I've taken a piece of tape here, and I want to make sure these sentiments are straight when I go to put them on the card. So I'm putting the tape onto the card to make it straight, and then what I'm going to do is put 3M foam tape on the back of each sentiment. Wow, why can't I talk today? So I'm going to do that for each sentiment, and then I'm going to line that up along with the blue tape. So here's the card before I put it on the card base. The card base is cut at 4 1/4 by 8, or 4 1/4 by 9, and then folded in half. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Wait, yeah, you know how to do a base, whatever. Why am I bad at math all of a sudden? But anyway, we're going to go ahead and put the glue on this and finish up this card. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And if you like it, please subscribe and like the video. If you're not really a person that's into Pride, I would ask you at least just to read up on it and learn why we have Pride. This year it's very important because we want to support the Black Lives Matter movement, and we just want to push them up higher than they are right now. So I want to thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it. And please leave some comments and let me know what you think about the card. You guys have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.